Sorry about that. I'm going to pop up my chat just to make sure that I'm doing everything well and okay. So bear with me for just a second as I pop open my chat. And let me move my mic just a little bit closer. If you're already typing in chat, please bear with me for one moment as now I'm going over to my YouTube. Tonight I have been trying to find ways to motivate me to list with everything else I have going on in life. I've been letting my listing get away from me. So I'm not listing a ton tonight, 3 or 4 items, but we're going to go through what I picked up at auction. And we're going to list those items. So if this isn't quite for you, I apologize. I don't apologize. I enjoy having y'all here anyway. So let me go to where am I at? I have not pulled up my YouTube chat, so please bear with me. Creator Studio. You'd think I would be a little bit better at getting to this, but with this simulcast streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. Oh, there we go. Okay, let me see if I can adjust the volume or at least get closer to the mic. And it looks like my volume is up. I'll double check that here in just a second. Hey, welcome. Let me do my welcomes here. Welcome, John Nevermore Antiques. Welcome, Cindy Rosen, Lonnie at Garage Flips, and TW Holiday. Hello and welcome to my live stream tonight. So as I was saying, most of you probably know I do a lot of sourcing through auction, but with onset of summer and taking care of the summer business, I have I've been letting that get my auction, paying attention to auctions, get away from me. So I did not. I've been buying like 3 or 4 items each time. So I thought tonight I'd just go through what I did, take the pictures, pull over, and we'll look at the comps, and then we will go from there. So if I pull back too far away from the mic, please let me know, and I will try to move it closer. I'll see if I can. No, I've got it all cranked all the way up there on my PC. So first item we're going to go through, and I'll pull up my invoice just so that we can see. This is I haven't sold this particular item for this platform, but I have sold it for Windows base. This is for Macintosh Art Explosion 750,000. And why I picked these up, I've sold one before a couple months ago. I don't know if I held that up long enough, but basically it's clip art and some animated stuff, typically maybe some fonts thrown in there. And to be honest, I don't know what the draw is. I don't know if it may be possible because there's no royalties attached to it, that I believe. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments below or in the chat. But I think a lot of there's people out there that are trying to collect some of that old clip art that you used to buy, at your Hastings or your local bookstore. So that's probably why they're picking it up. But I will show you what I have, why I picked these up, and we'll go ahead and transition over to the screen. And again, the reason I'm trying to go through both this is because I am streaming on Twitch and YouTube, and a lot of my previous Twitch followers, they were gaming fans, so they may be new to reselling, so I feel like I'm gonna have a mixed audience at times. So that's why I am going through just some basic steps in listing, pulling comps and whatnot. So I'm gonna go ahead and move over, And we're going to pull this up. Art Explosion. 750,000. Extra zero in there. Macintosh. And right away, we'll look at the active listings first. There's 24, 47, $50 free shipping. The 24.47 was on sale. Tether went over and Twitch said, "No, we just like looking at your pretty face." Well, thank you. I'm gonna turn the other light on too. It doesn't. Oh, I guess I do. I just have crappy lighting in here. I need to get the other light and put it on my right side. But anyway, you'll see that this is the active listings here. So you can see that the particular one that I'm selling, there's a $50 24 marked down 30%, $69 free shipping. And if we let's go ahead and take a look at the solds. How many does the computer at least show? I don't see where it shows this specific one. Let's move down to used too. I want to make sure that we're looking at that as well. Does it even give me the condition? Others condition. See all. And sometimes I don't know what it is with lighting. Lonnie says lighting is fine. It's kind of dramatic. Dun dun dun. I don't understand why some of this stuff doesn't give a let me search for, like it didn't give me any condition solution or suggestions there. So, but we'll go ahead and look at the solds. There's this particular item I would not do auction. I know I've been talking about doing a lot of auctions lately, but this I wouldn't. I mean, I think this guy he may sell tons of stuff, so he doesn't mind undercutting everybody with his auctions, or that just may be his business model. But me personally, I can afford to hold on to things a little bit more. But there's one right there, 34. This is brand new though. It was marked down. So I'm probably going to list mine right at the $29.99, and I'm going to charge shipping for it. Okay, you motivated me to get some listing done. I was feeling very blah about doing some tonight, like I needed to. Well, I hope I was motivation. I'll take that as, I'll say you're welcome. I am, but I know that I use this forum to kind of show what I picked up and get me to at least have another purpose for listing, as if making money isn't enough. So I'm just looking down here. It's there's a lot of the 800,000, 800. I think the last one I sold was 800,000, but I want to say I got around the $35 mark on it. This is pre-owned, so I'm gonna list mine right at $29.99 and see where I go. So I'm going to go ahead and first something you really should do is make sure that everything is in there. So let's see if it tells me on the box how many discs are supposed to be in there. I think there's supposed to be 5, to be honest with you. The cool thing about this particular brand, the Art Explosion ones, is not only do you get the discs, and I know when I used to buy clip art and stuff when I was dabbling in web design in my earlier years, I guess it has 4 discs, but just the trains that go back over there. But anyway, welcome. Watch me sew, Sue Ann. So you can see there's disc 1, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Oh yeah, I was right. There was 5 in there. And just take a quick glance to make sure there's not any. These are all in. Typically, these software. I mean, the image software, they're going to be in pretty decent condition, because typically I think they would just load them onto their PC and move on. But as I was saying, the cool thing about this particular brand over some of the cheap stuff that I know I bought in the past, off the little end caps and displays, is it actually comes with It's gonna explode. It actually comes with a catalog, so you know, it tells you every image in there, and so that you know what you're getting, and you can reference back to the disc. So the book's there, all 5 discs are there. So typically what I'm going to do is I'll just take a photo. Hello, Sam Dallas. Thanks for joining. So I'm just going to shove that back in there. Well, still got the tape down there. I shouldn't have pulled the box out. I'll put that back in a minute. We'll toss it. It'll all get put in by shipping. And I'll show you the images that I'm doing here with this. And again, just to reiterate the ease of listing and how difficult it really is, or how lack of difficulty it is. I, again, am just going to, tonight, because most of these are going to be smalls, I'm just going to lay everything out on a piece of white poster board, and we'll throw it in there. And I don't know how terrible my lighting's going to be with this particular image. I'm actually using a chair tonight that I put my poster board on, and I don't know how that's going to work. Maybe if I tip it back on my toes. This is ghetto listing at its finest. So we're going to switch over. Didn't even have my eBay account. I did actually have 2 sales today, which I found out recently that I did not. I lost my top seller status, and I think it might have been because my sales might have dropped. I don't know. However, they. Hey, Sam. Tonight I'm stepping out of the IPAs and going back old school. You can list as long as you don't have too many of these. So don't drink one more beer, then start listing. I would start listing while you're drinking that first beer. I have found that will typically end much better for you. Well, you know, Lonnie, I wasn't saying that the poster board is ghetto. It's me putting it on a camp chair. And that will be my first image, in fact, just so that I'll show you what my setup looks like. I'm not going to actually put it in the listing, but I will. Let me go to my camera. Go to my camera, damn it. This will be my listing set. Should I get my toes in there too? Because I'm actually holding up the chair with my toes. And I'm going to take a couple quick snapshots here. Make sure I can crop out some of the sides. And I'm going to deal with shadows here. I'm not overly concerned about it on these. It really is, you know, just... Everything doesn't have to be perfect as much as we like it to be. But I have gotten to the point where if I just want to get some listings up, with hard goods, I don't think it's necessarily as important. I think more important on your pictures is if there are any flaws that you do list them, and you take pictures that are going to show the flaws, because you do not want to worry about those returns that everybody's really stressing over. So, I don't know. What do you think? 3 pictures, which should be enough. Let me take one of the inside cover of the box. Not that it's really tells a lot of information. Okay. So let me, I just took the images. What do we got? Art Explosion, 750,000 images for the Macintosh. Because I like to use voice to text. And I'm going to, this particular one says, that I'm going to do a cell similar or sell one like this. The one thing that you do want to make sure is recheck all of the details in the listing, because you do not want to. I made the mistake. Well, it ended up being a good mistake, but I ended up making the mistake of listing something with that was, I put in a description everywhere else that it was pre-owned, it was a hat, and the description, because I use a cell similar, the description or the actual condition did actually say new with tags. So that was the one I talked about last time, where the person did mention out to me and said, where's the picture with the tags, or where are the tags located at? And then I had to respond back to him and say, I did put in the description that it was pre-owned. I just forgot to change the condition. If you want me to cancel, cancel. And I canceled. He said he wanted it canceled, and I ended up turning around selling it for like $7 more when I sent it to auction. Whoa there, Lonnie, you mean 25 listings, 25 beers? No wonder you're a legend, my friend. I have gone back and looked at, in my earlier days of reselling on eBay, I did go back and look at some of my listings, and I was like, what the hell was I thinking? I had like little bitty characters holding on to a micro cassette that I was selling, and it didn't sell. Those things do sell well, but they sell better as a lot than just selling them one-offs. I do not like these photos at all, because I don't know what I did with my camera, but it did make my poster board look, dingy. But I'm gonna let this go for tonight, and I'm just gonna try to cut out some of the background that was not the poster board. And by no means, folks, am I a total expert at this. I do make sales, but now we're going to switch over to my PC. I'm going to save this as a draft, and let's finish out the listing. So bear with me there. We're going to move back over and see what we get here. So I'll go up to so I sold an old 35mm camera. I'll go through that in a minute. Yeah, there must have been an update on my phone. I had everything set up at one time. I think I'm going to adjust that before I list my next item. But let's see, where's my drafts? Okay, we'll show off my this is my ghetto setup for tonight's listing. I'll get back down there. I don't know if you can see right down here, so I could reduce some shadows. I lifted up the front edge of the camp chair with my toes and put the poster board right inside there. And typically I have a box, maybe two boxes, so I have something tape one end. Or my daughter, she has it on a old TV tray upstairs, the lap, not the lap trays, but the couch trays. She'll put them on there and have her lighting shining right down on a little closer. She does pretty good on her photos, I have to say. But she'll take the poster board and fold it up against the wall, and then put a piece of tape on it so it holds and keeps that curve. And she does really well at reducing shadows and all that. So anyway, we're going to remove that photo. That's not going to be... So as you can see, my photos do look a little bit, the background does not carry the white, so I will have to adjust for that. But I did. I took it out of the box, and showed the disc case, the book, and the box. Opened up the book kind of to show what's in it. Opened up the discs, back cover of the box, and the box. I could probably add a few more, but that's about where I'm going to leave it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the word new, because if you do a cell similar, it's going to carry over a lot of the information onto your listing. So I want to get rid of anything that does not pertain to the quality or condition of my item. I'm going to change this. I always like to, people have different ideas on this. I want to put very good. A lot of times I'll downplay a little bit and over deliver, but I really do think the quality, the book, there's no damage to the book. There's no folds in the pages. The disc, there was no signs of scratches, smudges. The case was intact, but I did notice, we're going to call that shelfware on the front cover of the case. And, I don't know, I don't even know if that will show, but you may be able to see, let me switch over. You may be able to see the right at that angle there. You can see there's some shelfware on that case. So I'm gonna point that out. And the box is in okay condition, but there is some condition issues right across here on the top and the corners and stuff. Not that, I'm pretty impressed that they kept the box anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and just type that in the condition description. Shelfware on disc case as well as box. Discs. Here, I'm going to put, I will lead with the no signs of scratches or just shelfware on disc. Okay, I'm going to leave that at that. No signs of scratches, shelfware on disc case as well as box. And there's my main photo. And we're going to say, I don't even know if I'm going to put this on, this says Mac OS times 10.2 or later. So I'm assuming 3, 4, those should all apply if the box says Mac OS 10.2 or later. I'm not a Mac guy, I never will be, but I'll sell Mac stuff. Okay, just to make it easy, I'm going to go back up. What? Oh, I don't want to pre-fill. Maybe I do. Dang it. I always, if I'm selling pre-owned, I hate using the stock photos. I don't typically come up with this, so I don't know. I guess my I'm just gonna uncheck pre-fill. It does carry on the UPC. I'll just put in there. I got lost. Shelfware. Did I put that? Are you asking what is shelfware, or did I type it in incorrectly, Sam? If I have put that in there incorrectly, or you're questioning my subjective descriptions, you guys will always crack up at or question my descriptions on my items. But, I do what I do. I am what I am. Okay, let's see. There's 750,000 premium. I'm just typing stuff right off the box. I'll put it over here so that I can keep watching the chat while I'm doing this. Did everybody go out sourcing today? Hit any garage sales while I was sitting in my air-conditioned office? I know Lonnie probably hit a lot of garage sales. All graphics inside the box. Sue Ann hit one thrift store after work. Hassoon, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Hassoon is over in the Twitch chat. Lonnie went to 16 garage sales a day. I am sure you found a plethora of items that you could easily flip and make some cash. You'll have to let me know how you do on that CB radio. I need to go get a power cord for mine and actually test it. I put it on untested. It's sitting at about 34. I think I've got it down $39.99. Had lots of interest, but nobody's pulled the trigger yet, and it's just because I've been too lazy to go buy a power cord for it and actually try to test it. Or maybe I can take it to somebody that would test it. So let me finish this up. Inside the box, no downloading. Memberships. Includes 1,800. Wait, there's more. Includes an 1,800 page printed image catalog. I'm doing pretty good, man. I have, as you can see, I've kind of deviated from gaming all the time, and I'm actually doing reselling. I am reselling items that I pick up at thrift stores, garage sales, online auctions, and I turn around and sell them on eBay. I do some books on Amazon. I do merch by Amazon, doing some t-shirt design. I know I spelled catalog wrong. So tonight I'm just going through the items I picked up at auction. There's like 4 items, and actually showing how I do the research on pricing and how I do my listing. It is not a, by no means am I a professional in everything that you do here. You should follow 100%, but you gotta try. And that's really the change of my channel, you know, from darting ahead to win by doing, reselling, win by doing, of course, coming from, you know, you can sit and talk about all your woes and what you'd like to do, but you're never going to get anywhere if you don't start doing it. So the only way you're going to win is by doing. Thanks, Hassoon. You still playing? Left 2 tennis rackets in cases because they were $6 and super dirty. I tried tennis rackets, but it's just something I found that I need to do more research on, because I've still got a couple that I've got sitting, you know, some vintage rackets. Still waiting for the right seller, or for me to drop the price dramatically for more right sellers to show up. And Casio 9400G calculator. Sam Dallas, I've called it scuffing from storage. Same thing, just different descriptive. I'm sure some folks respond to different keywords. Oh, scuffing from storage. Yeah, instead of the shelfware. I don't know. I just typically, anything that I use shelfware on books. If there's, you know, wear from being on the shelf. I don't know. It was just something that I've used and continue to. Svan sold 7 circuit cartridges at Goodwill for $2 each. Already sold 2 for $15 each. Good sale. So what are you doing? Spending your time doing over there soon that you're not gaming? And I think that's pretty much. And I'll add in there. All in original box. I'm gonna leave this at 30 days. I'm gonna go ahead and what I say. Let's go 34.99. That might be wishful thinking, but I'm going to do the Idaho sales tax, which is 6%, and I'm going to put all this back in the box and add on a little bit of weight for where I threw the cardboard. They'd really be butthurt if I didn't include this. Oh, look at that. It slipped right in that time. Put that book back in there. So hopefully, I think at very minimum I'll pull 29 out of this. But got my trusty little, this is just a little scale that I use while I'm sitting here at my desk. I typically use it for shipping and so 4.79 pounds. What is that? About, for those of you that can't do easy math, 0.79 pounds to ounces. You can tell I do this a lot. So it's 13 ounces. I would almost bet I'm probably just going to wrap this in. This is going to be wrapped in bubble and put in a mailer, a poly bag, I think. And wait a minute. I believe that might go. Why did my mind go blank? We're going to look this up real quick. Somebody help me out. Software can go media mail, right? We're just going to double check. Media mail would. I'm Composer now, but I'm still not that good. Composer. Awesome. Yes, that would be. That's going to go medium mail, so I don't mind upping that. Since it's so close to 5 pounds, no, I'll put 4 to 5. I think I can get by with that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I haven't sold software that much. One of the biggest issues I have with software is, and why I kind of tend to stay away from games, because I always get the question of whether it comes with whether the key is valid, and I just need to do more research. For some reason I thought most of the time the keys would stay valid as long as the original installer had uninstalled it. So that's 9. I want to say 9 by 5 by. Let's say 11. 9 by 5. So, but yeah, so I just know that this software does pretty good. And I knew it didn't have any, advertisement or anything. Yeah, that's why I've got software listed now, and looks like there's a problem. Business. Oh, that's funny. I'm sitting here chatting. This is going to be the death of me. I'm glad they have that built in. I forgot to change it to priority. I always put this part. It's kind of stupid. I put the parcel select. This is my combined shipping. Well, no, I was going to go media. Sorry. I just went. But it's dependent on the publisher. Thanks, John. Where's my media? I really need to clean up. Oh, there it is down at the bottom. Okay. There, we're good. And we're going to list that item. I'll go shoot. Continue. They give you that warning because they want to make sure that you know that you're selling it legit media mail. So right there's my listing. And hopefully I will have people pounding down at my door wanting to buy my Macintosh clip art. So we're going to switch back. We'll go over and the next item. And I know, if you watch some of my older stuff, you know that I've done well on on that Husqvarna stuff. I got really cheap and ended up buying it. I will be honest with you. I have absolutely no idea. That's a lot number right there, by the way. Good thing they put these stickers that peel right off. So I have no complaints to the auction house that puts those stickers for the lots. I have no idea what this is. It is a Morse Apollo 6500. I know it has something to do with some kind of machine that sews. And basically there are these little disc things, and I can only assume that there's a pattern on this side right here that it sews or cuts or does something with. And there's 1, 2, 3, 8 times 3, 24. 24 in a case. How long do you do that stuff? I do this extremely part-time. You know, it's been kind of difficult in the summertime because I have a full-time job and I help my wife run her ice cream truck business, and I do this. So I would say if you really want to be successful, successful even as a part-time seller, you need to dedicate an hour, you know, I would say minimum an hour a day at it. And because you have to figure out sourcing, and when you're first starting out, you can find stuff around your home to list and sell. You have to figure out your time for shipping when you do actually start making sales and they start coming in. And you have to figure the time that it's taken to do a little bit of research and listing your items and taking your photos. But it's pretty easy. You know, here I am sitting at my computer while I'm streaming doing listing. So, you know, time's going to vary. I mean, I've got people on the YouTube side that do this full time, and that's how they make their living. And, you know, if you want to check out some of their information, go over to Garage Flips on YouTube, The Bearded Picker on YouTube. And I'm trying to get, you know, I think he may start doing some Twitch stuff. I'm not sure. John at Nevermore Antiques over at YouTube, they all do this full time and make a living doing it. I just do. I'm just a part-time guy, and I like to share the information I do, and it helps motivate me to continue listing even as busy as my days get. So I'm going to come over here, and I already know, I did look this up, but for the sake of the audience, there's not a ton of listings on this out there. Not 65,000, and not with a... This is the actual machine here. So it's some kind of stitch. It's a sewing machine, and those are probably different stitches that they can put on it. So what I'm looking for is the actual, I don't even know what you'd call that. Suan, we're at Watch Me Sew Creation. I've been thinking a lot about this. I think you're looking to make around $250 a month. It's about 10 hours per week. If you're looking to make $1,000 a month, it's probably more like 20 hours. So yeah, yes, Garage Flips. Look for Garage. Let me get his. I'll post a link on to some of these guys. I try to get it in the descriptions, but I'm never that good at that yet. But I'll post links. I guess I could. Give me just a second while I get these out. I'll post them both. Well, if you're in, I'm just gonna post it on the Twitch side. But if you're on the YouTube, he's in the chat, so you can just go to the little dots by his name and click on that. There's Garage Flips, and then Bearded Picker. Bear with me for just a second while I do this for my Twitch viewers. And And just to throw this out there, all these guys sell different items, and all of them sell a lot of similar items. Uh, Bearded Picker, he was really heavy into doing Amazon fulfillment, or yeah, FBA fulfillment by Amazon. And if you're not familiar with reselling, Hassoun, FBA on Amazon is basically where you package stuff up, and for a fee, you send it in, and they store the items for you. And this is a very high level description. Scott would be able to tell you a lot more because he does it, and he's done it for a living. But basically, you send it to Amazon, and they handle the picking, the storage, picking, and shipping. But that's just another business model. And but it's a lot more intricate as far as the rules you have to follow, and you know you really need to spend some time and dedicate research when you're out finding. And a lot of that stuff is stuff that he was doing retail arbitrage, which is basically you're going to stores and picking up things on clearance, or just even stuff right off the shelf that is at a lower price at a particular store, but is selling for, more money on Amazon. So anyway, those are three people that I would recommend starting with, and then go from there. And then just, the reason I like to push these folks is because they're real. When you go out and search YouTube, there's a lot of people out there just trying to make a dime off of you. And these guys pretty much just tell you how it is. Okay, so we're going back over to I'm going to go over to Solds. I was going to add disc up here. That's the only thing I can think to call them. There's a set right there for sale. This is active listings. This is 24. So this is the exact set that I have. He's asking $44.99, $21.99 there. And that's pretty much the only two that came up. Now, just to point out, I'm looking at what is actually out there listed today. So this is my competition. The $45 guy plus shipping, and the $21 guy with, he's only got one. So he's missing one disc. And the odd thing to me is I'm not sure why he didn't lead with actual images of the discs. But that's just, and by no means am I going to lay them all out like this. I'm not that into it. I'll show you what I want to do. So this is active listings. Now we're going to come over here and we're going to filter by solds. So we actually see something you'll see a lot of when you're going out and sourcing. You're starting to see a lot more people print out an eBay listing next to the item and say, this is how much it is on eBay. It says it's $45. I'm only going to ask you $35. Well, the problem is when you go over here and see what the actual market is driving, you can see there's one that sold here for $29.84 plus $12.90 shipping. This shipping here is what it would cost for that item to ship to me from that location. And here's another one, $25. So the actual market is only between $25 and $30, sold July 13th and June 27th. So this might be a slower moving item. My thought is, I know that it's somewhere $25 to $30. Did I take off I'm taking off the solds. And I took off the completed as well. So yes, I'm going to undercut the $45 guide completely, and I'm not going to go this low. I'm probably going to list mine right at the $24.99 price, simply because my pictures are going to actually show the disc right up, the first thing you see. To me, when I saw that, I was like, well, where's the disc? So that's kind of that's going to be my thought process when I go through this. So I'm going to go back here just to make sure that I'm going to take this one, the most recent one. because mine is 24. I'm seeing what the set of 24. The reason I don't think that it's always important to put the set of 24, the first thing I believe that search is going to look for, if I was a user wanting to search for this item, I have a Morris sewing machine, and I probably know this sounds a little bit more accurate as far as the title, if they're pattern cams versus the discs that I searched for in the first. But he also used, so I think they probably know a little bit more about it, and they use pattern cams first, then fashion discs, and then the model, and then at the end the set of 24 with case. So I'm going to use this one here, and I want to sell one like this. I don't know if you can see that on the screen. So I'm going to click this link, and it's going to automatically start my listing. And I'm going to leave the title the same because it doesn't say anything different than what my item is. I'm going to go down, and I've been lazy and haven't been putting things in my store categories. When you have a store, you have that ability. If you're just starting out doing this, the interface is going to look a little bit different, or quite a bit different actually. But I do definitely want to make sure I'm accurate with my condition. 24 cams in plastic case. I am putting it up for sale now, Hassoon. So basically I'm creating my listing. Now as soon as I get this listed, it will be out available for sale on eBay. I was just looking to see if there's any wear on any of the, visible wear on any of the where it appears to snap in. But if you list regularly, your sales will come in. And just to kind of give you, since you're kind of new looking at this, let me finish this up, and I'll go over the 2 items I sold today, which they weren't $1 million sales, but a sale's a sale, and you have to appreciate each one that comes in. And I'll explain what I sold and kind of what I paid for it. So I'm going to save the photos. I'm going to do the photos on my phone, and I don't know if that Morse, right there it is that add in as many descriptions as you can. I don't know what you'd call that, so I'm just gonna leave that out. I guess I could add a cam, and I'm not putting no bundle. And I'm pretty simple with most of my descriptions, so I'm just gonna copy my title, actually put it down here. I don't know what else I could say. And fixed price. I'm on 30 days, and I'm gonna list it at 20. No, what I say? Yeah, 24.99. And I would say, because it's in a hard case, this is gonna get bubble wrap and put in a poly, or maybe just a bubble mailer. I haven't decided yet. So it's 1.16 pounds. So on the weight down here, it's fairly easy. 1 to 2 pounds, and where did I put my tape measure? Dang it all the heck. So this particular item, I paid $3. Let me double check. No, this is the most expensive thing I picked up at auction today or last night, and it was $4.50 plus buyer's premium. And that's something if you're looking to source at auction, always figure in or have a good idea of the buyer's premium. How much, and that's basically how much you're paying the auction house to purchase the items. What's that?
I was just wondering if I could go on my computer.
Yeah, you can go on computer. Is Mom sleeping?
Yeah, she fell asleep.
Okay, so this is 8 by 6. By 3 roughly. So I'll put the dimensions in there. 8 by 6 by 3, and basically what this doing based on this cannot go first class, so we're going to put priority, and I'm going to put this in a flat rate envelope. She was on my live stream the other night, Heather. The only reason, if I do priority, it's going to end up being probably more once I, well, I don't know. It's probably going to be about the same, maybe a little bit more. They'll tell me at the end, but, so anyway, I'm going to save this down now, continue later. And now we're going to pop this open. I'm going to go over, sorry for tapping the mic there. I think what my problem is, I'm trying to use that dang filter, which I hate using, and it's causing problems. You're just gonna have to deal with the I hate using the umbrella. Bear with me. There we go. This is probably going to really, now it's that we got that ambiance going with my lighting. That might have been too bad. Too bad, so sad. Here we go. I'm going to go, basically I'm just pulling up the listing on my phone, or draft I should say. And selling, and you can actually do all of your listings from your phone, and I do that quite often. So let me take a, I'm just taking a couple pictures, and I'll swing back over to the computer here in just a second after I take these, just to kind of show you what it actually looks to finish. Probably gonna wash these out a little bit. And I mean, there's really not much more I can do with photos other than showing a picture of the case while it's open, and just kind of give them an idea. Oh, that's way too much there. And this does have some scuffs on the bottom of the case, or it's shuffled around the, so I mean that's very important when you're listing, is again any imaginable flaw that you can find on the item, make sure that you point that out, because you do not want a disappointed buyer, because returns for items not as described really will hurt your account status. Okay, I'm going to switch over to the PC now. I've got the images. Line, my thinking was kind of that most new sellers are going to get profit about $5 to $10 per item. I think that's going to depend on who they're watching. I think what happens a lot when people first start out and they watch these YouTubers that are quoting all these numbers, the thing that they don't take into account is what store level are they at? Are they top rated seller? But there's a lot of things that play on how you fall in search rankings and stuff when you're first starting out. So I think a lot of that gets overlooked when people are just beginning. Okay, Asun, thanks for stopping in. I do appreciate it. Have a great morning, night, evening, afternoon, where the heck you are. I can't remember where you're actually at, but I do appreciate some of my old Twitch followers stopping in while I try this new venture on Twitch. If you're ever interested in it, like I said, I gave you some names to go check out, and also hit me up on YouTube as well. I do put some videos over there that wouldn't be necessarily on Twitch. So anyway, and I know you can't really see on this image here the scuffing. You kind of see it here on the corner, but I'll make sure to point that out. down here. Overall great condition. Some scuffing on bottom of case. Sometimes I don't worry about capitalization. Sometimes I do. And we're going to list. Again, that was a $4.50 item that I have listed for $24.99, and hopefully coming on a What Sold video soon, you'll actually see me making that money. Okay, so when you're doing auctions, you ever see something coming up and that poor item, it doesn't have any bids. You feel so sorry for the item, and you see that clock ticking down, tick tock, tick tock. This is like, take my earbud out. 30 seconds left. So lo and behold, yeah, I hit the button and take my $3, make my $3 bid, and nobody outbids me. And it's a bag, it's a box of old cameras. Really the only thing, I knew it was worth at least $3. It has this Polaroid one-step used in box. It is, YouTube name is Win by Doing, Rod at Win by Doing. I can post a link to that as well. Let me see if I can pop that up. Thanks, Tether, for popping that in the Twitch chat. And so, basic Polaroid one-step camera. One-step close-up. I don't think I've sold one of these, but Polaroids do, good for 20, 25 bucks. With box. Okay, I had an auction yesterday, come down to 2 days left. I relisted it at 200 and it sold in 30 minutes. Wow. I know it could be making more if I could hit up some garage sales, but it's just not happening right now. I'm the same way, Sue Ann. It's been very difficult. I plan on going out and hitting some tomorrow, but I have, especially with summer rolling in. I mean, it has been, it's been busy. I have to, I have to weigh out the profit margins on selling ice cream compared to my eBay right now. And, yeah, that is what it is. In that lot for $3, of course, a Polaroid, these old 110 cameras, I mean, we're talking maybe $10 free shipping. And those will just go in a poly bag, so you're talking maybe $4 shipping. What is that? How many ounces? So under, it's 5.1 ounce per camera. So I mean, these are probably going to get listed. $9.99 free shipping. The Vivitar, I don't think that. I mean, this is probably going to be go in a donate pile. And I don't even know about this Duracell battery charger. But anyway, I will probably list these, and definitely the Polaroid camera. And that will be I'm gonna do the Polaroid right now. And I do not test these. That's just me. I mean, I know there's things that you can test. I just don't want to spend the money on the batteries or on the film to test it. It's like, how much can possibly go wrong with a Polaroid camera? I think that's my thought, and it could just be my ignorance as to how much can actually go wrong with the Polaroid camera. I'm gonna put my shade back on. I have mixed feelings on this dang thing. It's such a pain in the butt. I want to have to get some of those fancy LED lights. But since I still have this, I use it. Okay. I just didn't like the way that the last thing was working. When you are first starting to, it's a lot hard to identify and spend bigger money on things you might not know about. And beginner budgets might be $20 or so on a couple of garage sales. You know, that's true. I mean, I know some things that would do well, and I'll go over the couple items I sold today, but it's I'm trying to figure out why there's something different. Maybe it's because I don't know, there's something different about my room that the lighting just seems to have gotten worse. So we're going to plug in another light. I know my overhead light is terrible. I really just wanted to get up so that you all could see that I was actually wearing pants today. Okay. I think the part of the problem too is just that I don't know. This is going to cause all kinds of weird lighting issues now. But my daughter takes really good pictures. And I get all this extra stuff. Pants, other way over there. Pants. What did we do to deserve that? Because you guys are special. This is the worst. I bought this LED like spotlight, and it is just, I don't know. It's definitely, I need a dimmer switch on it or something. But anyway, I wanted to get a little bit more light on the... Here I tell you how simple it is, and now I'm trying to just make it overcomplicate everything by changing everything that I told you. I did. Okay, there was an error. Yeah, I know. Lonnie uses these LED, and they take up very little space. And I can't remember how much he paid, but they do really well for him, especially in confined space. But I just haven't done it yet. I keep saying I'm going to. Oh, I actually got a bid. Okay, let's search for that Polaroid one step close-up camera. And basically I'm doing what I did before. That's funny. And I'm going to use the same guys. I'll pull it up on the screen just to kind of give you, just to show you. Yeah, that's what I was going to show. We're going to go over here and do a search. Polaroid one step close up. You can see this is somebody that just listed this $20 free shipping. There's a company out there that buys these all day long. And this is exactly what I'm going to list. I'm going to list the same thing, just because I know that the company's out here looking on eBay, trying to sell them. So, or is it sell similar on this one? Or sell one. Have one to sell now. And this individual knows that this company's out there, and that's what the going rate for him is $28 free shipping. And I'm not going to be overly worried about You know, I was thinking about I was thinking about trying to reach out to them. I just have not done it yet. But this will be the second one I've sold to. Well, when I sell it, this will be the second one. And just so you guys know, the company that buys it over in the Twitch side is Retrospect. The first one I put up within days, or it was probably the next day or later that night. I can't remember. They messaged me and asked me, um, and said the best I can do is $28 free shipping. I'm like, oh, okay. And again, I paid $3 for this lot of cameras. The two, you know, like I said, if I'm lucky, I'll get the 110s. I'll probably get about $10 minus shipping, minus fees. So probably only $3 or $4. Um, Look at Scott Beard Picker out there. He's still hanging in. A lot of these guys are back in the further east than I am, so um, I appreciate them staying and going the long haul with me. Oh, I did not even know that, Lonnie. Lonnie on YouTube says you can do well if you lot up several cams at the same time. Yeah, I know I do pretty well with if I do start listing the similar items, all of a sudden that seems to do okay. I'm sorry, you got. We have this mouse. Leave him outside. I come across a mouse, about a month or two ago, and I haven't seen him inside but once. He actually fell on my arm. It was so funny because I came. You know when you're sitting there in a room and all of a sudden, oh, okay, I will. Thanks for clarifying that. He's saying selling them directly to Retrospect. I will, and TW Holiday. I will have to look at that. I just started using Pirate Ship, so this will be a definite one that I will be shipping or looking into packaging smaller and putting checking the cubic rates. And well, it doesn't really matter. I'll put the dimensions and stuff in there, even though so it's gonna be 1 to 2 pounds. But I'm offering free shipping for those of you that aren't aware of cubic rate shipping. You can sell smaller, heavier items a lot cheaper going cubic rate. Once you get past a certain, and basically it's going to be, and Scott the Bear Picker, he knows the formula in his head, but basically it's the dimensions, and it has to be, there's some math you do, and it has to be, I don't know. It's just small. One of these days, I'm just going to create myself a little cheat sheet and say, if the length plus width plus depth or whatever is this, then you'll be okay going cubic. But the place that a lot of us are using to get our cubic rate shipping labels is through pirateship.com. And it integrates with eBay, so you can actually pull your listing over and get your rates before you do it, and make sure that that's the route you want to go versus going right with calculated shipping. Here is Scott. I'll put it over in the Twitch side as well. Length times width times height divided by 1728 must be 0.5 or less. I tried to look up Cream City Camera a while ago to try and see if they bought them directly, but couldn't find any. I bet Scott can. Okay, So I'm going to take my images. I'm not doing much here because I know who's going to pre-owned, untested. Condition is not applicable in this listing. Okay, I'm going to save as draft so I can take my pictures real quick using my Android device that I just plugged in on the floor. So anyway, I was telling the story about the mouse. I'm sitting there one day and down here in the basement, I saw a shadow in the corner of my eye, and I looked over and I saw it run across, and it was this little bitty mouse about that long. So I followed him up over here to the stairs, and the stairs go right up to the first level, the main level, and the way the stairs pop up, and then there's like a ledge on the left that is the floor going down the hallway, so it's open there. Well, our little dog, our Shorky Max, was sitting there at the top of the stairs, and all of a sudden he looks up and he sees this mouse. He didn't bark, didn't do anything. Hell of a watchdog he was. And then he saw it. He said, I'm going to follow the mouse. So he follows the mouse along that ledge as I'm coming up the stairs, and the mouse freaks out, jumps the ledge, lands on my shoulder, runs down my arm onto the floor, and takes off. That's the last I've seen him for a few days. Well, we've named him Ralph after I think that was the name of the mouse in one of the. There was a movie about a mouse. Why is my? Oh, there it is. So I just got a text that somebody that's staying with us saw Ralph outside behind the garbage cans. We don't want Ralph in the house anymore. Oh, that lighting is terrible. Yeah, I need to get rid of that. I'm trying to get better, and I'm actually getting worse. It's just the odd shapes of these items that it's doing a lot heavier on the shadows, and I need to get a wider bulb for up top, because that one's just not quite cutting it. Like I said, I shouldn't worry too much. I mean, look at me. I'm sitting here counting on a sale that hasn't even happened yet. I'm just going to say I would almost bet the bank that this will be sold within a day. Well, it is the weekend, so maybe Monday. I don't know. So there it is. I'm going to put it up there, put my price on there, fixed price, $28, done. And buyer pays, I'm offering free shipping. Continue, and that's listed. So hopefully a $3 investment in this box, it will at least bring me, after fees and everything else, what is it, $18 to $20? Well, no, after shipping fees, yeah, probably $18 to $20 on that. And that's my bad reseller math there. So I need to change that to expedited. Basically, it kicked back an error because it had defaulted to first class shipping. Priority mail. Okay. And it recognizes that the weight was more than prior or first class. I mean, it defaulted to the first class mail. And it recognized that my weight that I put in there was more than you could ship at first class. Well, I'll just go over so I can show you the list the item. It's listed. I'm about to go through this huge thing of getting rid of a lot of my inventory. You know, when I first started this, I did a lot of home sourcing. And what, did somebody turn off my internet? Do you guys still see me? That's really odd. Hopefully I did not window if you still see me. It still shows me streaming. Okay, well, hopefully I didn't get interrupted. Okay. If I don't see anybody in the chat type something, I may just go back and re-look at my stream. Either that or everybody went to bed. That it was just bizarre. It's all of a sudden my internet said it couldn't see me, and let me see what it did. Oh yeah, I'm still alive. Okay, and I'm gonna make sure I'm muted so that I can see that. I apologize for me going off on a tangent here, but for some reason my internet paused on me, and typically I have decent internet. You know you're popular on YouTube when you get a thumbs down on. I don't know what happened. My internet. I went to eBay and it said my connection was gone. But anyway, we back, and I was. Which sucks. If I can't get to eBay, then I'm done for the night. I will go. You know, I'm just going to transition over here. I'm going to finish listing those on my phone because I know I have data. This is the coolest thing. I have absolutely no idea what to even begin to price this at. I just thought it was cool. It comes in this black case. If anybody wants to make guesses as to what it is, feel free to. And you know what? Here next to it, there's another little black case that's attached to it. Just looped through. They unbuckled it. Yeah, I think it's a heavy internet use night. And I'm gonna put out a little bit earlier than I anticipated. So this is the last auction. I paid $3 for this. I just think it's cool. It is I'll pull one piece out at a time. It is a all transistor tape recorder. That's the instruction book there. Excuse me. I just like the looks of it. Yeah, I know. I think everybody is using Netflix tonight in my house. So there's probably 3 or 4 people upstairs using internet at the same time and stealing my bandwidth. That's what I'm blaming it on. But I'll pop that back open. It's like a reel-to-reel tape player. And it has rewind, play, record, little button there. But I just like the whole design look of it. It does, the thing that was a little interesting to me when I looked at the batteries, I'm going to have to I mean, just to show you, because you know when you're listing stuff like this, you do want to take pictures of the battery compartment. I mean, that thing is just clean, and it says Penlight cell UM-3 for motor, and it takes, but they look like double A's, so I'm going to have to figure out if that is truly a double A before I can test it. But it takes 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It takes 12 of these batteries for it on it. But I just thought that was totally worth it. I don't know why anybody else didn't pick up. Probably because some of the resellers that do sell at the, or buy at the auction didn't see any comps for it. I did not find any comps for, oh man, my I'm trying to find out where it shows my drop frames. Yeah, I'm dropping frames left and right. But I'll go through I'll finish pulling out the rest of it just because I think it is even a cooler addition for it. With its little leather strap that holds the cord together. Let's plug the bad boy in. Not that I can test it. But it came with this cool little microphone. It is an Apollo, Apollex in Imperial transistor, all transistor tape recorder. So I just like the image of this guy. I might put batteries in or figure out how to power it up just so I can see what's recorded on the portion of the reel-to-reel that is already recorded on. I mean, it shows it talks about recording, playback, use of accessory earphone, use of an external speaker, erasing used tape for re-recording, checking batteries, remote control jack, telephone pickup unit. So you could actually wiretap your own telephone. I thought that was pretty funny. Changing the tape speed. I just think it's a cool. Here's a picture of the guy, you know, walking down. I don't know who he's going to interview. And there's a guy at the office with his secretary in the background. He better have that turned off when he's just, you know. Anyway, sorry about the all of a sudden the fail on the internet quality. I'll have to figure out how many people are watching Netflix upstairs. But I'm going to continue to list. I want to get these things up. I'm going to have to do more research on that Apollex tape recorder. If any of you guys have seen something similar to it, leave comments down below. But that's what I want to spend a little bit of time on tonight is working that out. But anyway, that's it for tonight. Went a little bit, you know, long, but I do appreciate everybody that hung out. If you're on Twitch and you haven't subscribed to me on YouTube, look for me at Rod at Win by Doing. I'm sure if you do a search by Win by Doing, you can find it. If you guys ever do from the YouTube side ever watch Twitch, sometimes I think a lot of times the quality of video on the Twitch side is a little bit clearer for some reason, but I do appreciate y'all hanging out, and I will catch y'all next time. Peace out.